So, J.D. Greear, the statement Black Lives Matter will be said in Southern Baptist churches. You've got to be kidding me. We're going to talk about it right after this. So what's good, everybody? Today I wanted to do something a little bit different. I wanted to talk a little bit about J.D. Greear and Black Lives Matter. Many of you probably already know this, but I believe it was around June the 9th. I think it was exactly June the 9th. He is the president of the Southern Baptist Church. Pretty awesome man. In fact, I like J.D. Greear a whole lot, even though I'm not Southern Baptist. I like J.D. Greear. I like his teaching. I like his work. And he actually pastors the Summit Church there in the Raleigh-Durham, Chapel Hill area. Probably has multiple campuses. I know one of the teens that used to be in my youth group, which he was going to college over there, to North Carolina. He was going to the Summit, so he was going to JD's church. Awesome church. He loved it. JD Greer's just a great leader. He was doing his annual Southern Baptist presidential address, on live on a Facebook page or whatever, and he had said some stuff that a lot of people went crazy over. Man, they went nuts. He said something as to the fact that I'm not going to read it all. There are many articles. I might link a couple in the description below where you guys can read it. But he said something along the lines of, in our churches, we're going to say that Black Lives Matter. And he was pretty clear in the way that he said it. And he also said something else that really struck a lot of nerve with people. He said, and at this time, we're not going to say all lives matter, basically. And many people just got really mad and furious over what he said. And I just want to kind of talk about it just for a minute. I'm not going to spend a lot of time talking about it. First and foremost, I want to say it's a shame that this has happened, that people have dogged him for saying that, to say the least, for saying, now's not the time to say all lives matter, so on and so forth. In fact, I even had some local people that I know, and even some that wasn't local, when I shared the article, or others might have shared the article, and I went into defense of J.D. Greear, and that's what I'm doing here, by the way, just so you know. I just want to be clear that I'm in defense of J.D. Greear. So he came back on the 11th, and he said on June the 11th, this is what he said. He said, a portion of my SBC address was clipped and taken out of context. Watch the full comment below to be clear. And then he links at Summit RDU. And he said, and I do not endorse the BLM, Black Lives Matter organization, though we proudly say Black Lives Matter because they do, and our gospel demands that we acknowledge that. We can commend him for saying that Black Lives Matter, and they do, but what really made a lot of people mad was when he said, we don't need to say all lives matter. Don't be saying all lives matter. And I just want to kind of explain that real quick, if I can, and why he said that. So in the Bible, it talks about seasons, and there's a season for everything. There's a season for this, there's a season for that, and there's a season for this, and a season for that. And there are times and seasons when certain things are okay to say and to do. And so this was a particular season that it really was not the time to be throwing out all lives matter. Because it's, to be honest, J.D. Greear already knows that all lives matter. That doesn't have to be shoved down anybody's throat. In fact, most all of us already know, it's common sense, that all lives do matter. All right, we all know that. It's common sense, and we all stand on that. Even my African American brothers and sisters and friends will tell you all lives matter. But in this season, in this time, the reason J.D. Greear was saying that we need to say Black Lives Matter was not to support an ugly movement or to support a terrorist organization, Antifa, or whatever. That's not what JD was saying. What JD was saying is now is the time that we stand with our black brothers and sisters. We let them know that we love them and that their lives do matter. There is a timing and there's a time and a place for everything. And that's all he was saying was basically we're going to stand with them and we're going to let them know that their lives matter. We're not going to refute and we're not going to just throw at them all lives matter, because they already know that. They already know that. We all already know that all lives matter. That's common sense. And many of these people that were mad at J.D. Greear were preaching to the choir. You're preaching to the president of the Southern Baptist Church. This guy is a multicultural leader. I mean, he knows all lives matter. He knows that. But what he was saying was, now is the time that we take a stand for our hurting brothers and sisters. And that's what we need to learn is there's a time and a place that we meet them where they are hurting. We come to them where they're hurting and we find common ground and we meet them. And if it takes us saying Black Lives Matter and believing that they do, then that's what we need to do. That doesn't mean that you have to go on blacklivesmatter.com and give money to their organization. Nobody's asking you to do that. That's up to you. But the truth of the matter is we have to take a stand. And that's all JD was saying. And I just felt compelled to do a real quick video on that and just to kind of help defend him. I mean, he's a great leader, and I too am one that has said many times that Black Lives Matter, and I will continue to say it, especially in their time of hurting. And I have received a lot of slack from it, and it's sad. It's really sad. So anyways, look, I love you guys. This is just something that I wanted to do. It's time that the church take a stand and we meet one another, whether somebody's black or whether somebody's white or whether they're Hispanic or whether they're Asian or whatever their ethnicity is. It's time that the church stand for them when they're hurting, where they're hurting. And if our African American brothers and sisters are hurting right now because of certain things, it's time we take a stand with them. We don't put it on the back burner. So anyway, I just wanted to do this video and to let you guys know, hey, we need unity. We need unity in the body of Christ. We don't need to be arguing and fighting and throwing stones at one another. J.D. Greear is a great leader. He's a great man of God, and I love his work. I love what he's doing for the kingdom. I love what he's doing for the Southern Baptist Church. I love my Southern Baptist brothers and sisters. But anyways, it's time that we take a stand. It's time that we love one another. It's time that we join hands. God is at work. His kingdom. We need to work in his kingdom economy. So I love you guys. Hey, don't forget, like, subscribe, share. If you have any comments, if you have any questions, drop them in the comments section below. I love you guys. You guys are awesome. And so is Superman.